Okay, it is Tuesday. It is the listing show. And we're going to try to do a normal $500 and hopefully we'll get there. Just a quick couple of things. A couple of the things sold from yesterday's show. I sold the Charming Christmas decoration that sold for $30 overnight, and the Battlemasters board game sold for $470. Thankfully to Canada, because that's a big board game. Is this a new camera angle? Oh, wait. Hey, Lisa. See you after supper? Yes. Is this a funny time? Is this a new camera angle? Yeah. Hey, it's wherever I put it, really. It's like, I didn't even bother dressing up or anything. It's like, thanks for the shout out. Oh, you are here, Lisa. I thought you weren't here. So, yeah. Oh, I just wanted to show this weird thing. I picked this up today. It's kind of fun. It's a Tiger handheld R-Zone, like, video game system, like old school, like before everything was light. $7.99. I have no idea if it works. This was my risky buy of the day. I think it's worth $100 maybe if it works. And I'm going to start with a lot of Thomas. Secret is out. There's value in this crap. I mean, this treasure. Well, you didn't want to shout yourself out, so I had to do it for you. Yes, it's always appreciated, not expected. Okay, so let's make this a little bigger. And now we start with my main page. So, like I said, this is so high, mostly because of that board game I sold. Yeah, it's a big guy though. I had one issue where I sold some type of bear, and they said the code doesn't work. They said the code works or something, so not sure what's up with that. Thomas train lot. So what I did for this one is I already got the prices and everything ready, and the ones that are available. So for the Thomas, what I do is I have basically a list of all the ones I find so far, and make a note of the value just to speed things up. So when I know to either sell it individually if it has enough value, or when to sell as a lot. So since there's so many comps, what I like to do is just go used, USA only, and I just look at solds. Super Friends. I just want a wood one. All right, enough. The thing with the wood ones is they get damaged really easily, and I'm kind of fussy now on all that stuff. Some of these in here have been sitting around for a while, so they won't be as good. So, but I'll mention that. My new favorite thing, which is they've hidden the custom SKU. I'm not going to get angry about that too early in the show. So I'm going to get rid of that. There's a lot of 3, 6. All this crap. I'm going to put as many names as I can fit. Upper. Butch. Cozy. That's good. Actually finished 50 feet. Also got a note that one of my listings yesterday for like a train was completely wrong, which wouldn't be surprised me. Okay. Now these are well used. So I got one that's here. Actually, not this one here. This one here. Yeah. And as always, okay, now this bloody thing here. Oh, they use so many too. I wish I could clear them from here. Like that would be useful. Sport boxing. Okay. I don't know what sex they are. Or the brand. Because there's different brands that make this. So I'm definitely a keep it simple, stupid kind of person. And I already figured out what price I'm going to ask for this. I'm going to keep it the lowest shipping. So like in this case here, I like to show, this worn paint. And that's a lot of worn paint. This is show the worst one. And list it, $50. And we're on the board. There we go. I'm at my desk working on drafts. Guess I'll be the Jake proxy. Yeah, that's what I was doing during Paul's show, working on my prepping. Hey. How's it going? Oh, the Curries. I haven't seen that name. Thank you for coming and checking this out. I truly want to learn how people share the screen. So I use the one with the duck. What is that? StreamYard. And in StreamYard, there's just a button right at the bottom that says share. Share, and then you can just, for me, it's on the second monitor. And so I can just show the second, what you're seeing. Oh, hi. How's it going? I'm still at one listing for about 1 hour. Yeah, that. When I calculated, that's how long it takes me to list, prep, and ship it. And I have 2 teacups to go out tonight. It's easier to get. There's no points. I'm gonna leave that. That's copyrighted by Paul. So yeah, I already got an email. I was like, when are you shipping my thing? Nice banner, thank you. I'm okay at updating it, not the best. I think people don't even read it because 1 month I noticed I had incorrect information there for at least 4 shows and no one said anything. Hey, pictures are part of it. Hey. Yeah, I owe Paul a few shoutouts. Okay, so let's get on to the next thing. So any of those people who are superstitious, close their eyes. So I'm going to do a Ouija board. I look up, now if you really see old ones, they can be really valuable. My rule is if I see the blue ghosty person, then I check it out. I hadn't seen one in a long time, and I decided to pick this one up. It's not in the best condition. Honestly, I should have left it, but instead of staring at it on the wall for a while, I'm going to list it. This is very few parts. Okay, so it's the same one as this one, actually. What am I going to ask? I'm going to ask $49.99. Just get that price out of the way. Oh, we're going on to here. Okay, since we're doing Canada, $9.99. So I list 99% of my stuff on .com. I think it's better in terms of audience. I think people like seeing talking board. I guess it's talking. Get rid of these words. We'll keep the vintage though. Shelf. Let's see here. Okay. Box has not some, but lots of fair, including taped corners. And is complete, which is easy considering there's only 2 things in these these games. These are all the Schlockalocks I'm going to be doing later, which I cannot pronounce. There we go. See, this is one thing I noticed is with the old listing tool, the loading the photos is a lot slower for some reason. All right, listed. .com. I can use one of these to draft. So I can do a similar one. Carl owes me $100 for a shout out. Yep, the check is on the way. Just as soon as the guy you sent over here to help me pack shows up, the checks will be waiting for him. Thank you, Paul. We're having lasagna tonight. Giselle, keep in the shed. The funny thing is, I'm very actually new agey, but to me it's just a board. Carl, you're not? No, actually, I'm in Canada. I do look for all the same stuff you guys do, really. And like I said, most of my sales are actually to United States. The big difference is here in Canada, our shipping costs are a lot higher. So what I do is the margins of my stuff, or the average selling price of my stuff, tends to be higher because you have to kind of look at the ratio of the shipping cost to the cost of the item. And it's a lot more important. So, but it's all the same stuff you have. I may or may not be known to buy and burn any of those games. Wow, poor Parker Brothers. It's just, but teach their own, you know. Like I said, I'm new agey, so. Burning can release Boogeyman if not blessed and cleaned. I'm positive my evil sister released something when she burned one. Yep. So I'm gonna do another lot of these wooden guys. For me to pick up Thomas wooden, they have to be good condition, and I might pay maybe at most $2 each at most, and that's Canadian too. So I already started this listing. Just gonna get rid of the wrong photos. And do the other ones. It's these here. I got a lot of photos. In fact, I got way too many photos. That will have to do. Okay. Like the other one, I cheated. I have my little list ready. It's a lot of 7. Just trying to speed up the stuff on the show. Also helps me make better decisions, I think, too. Not like need to make one quickly for such a large lot. You get to watch me type. That's fun. Harvey. 10 ash. Oh, we run out. So we're going to have to get rid of these. Garbage. Ash. Baggage. And we ran out of room. The one letter. What? We don't need the of. There we go. So this one I'm asking 39. I'm actually asking less, probably because it's not. It could be the condition. It could be my mood at the time. It's 40. Get. Whoop. Maybe Carl's saying easy to sell by dollar truck me. If I could, I would. If I could do it as quick as you can, I would. But I really like it when something. Just do what I do. Just like sell those Battlemaster board games for $470. Pick them up for like 30. Just keep repeating that. And you'll do really well. See? No problems. Buy the stuff that's worth a lot of money. Try to avoid things that are worth little money, and buy the lot of stuff that's worth a lot of money for very little. And that's as simple, right? I use my cell phone, Samsung phone. That's it. They said so eloquently. Well, I'll try to be more snarky next time. Oh, fast internet, one step. Oh, dial up. Yeah, actually, I have to do this when my wife is not at work because it kills her internet. Oh, Lightbox, what kind and what's your setup? Great clear picks. So I use when I first started, I got an Amazon Lightbox. I splurged for this thing. I think was it 300 Canadian or something? So, with ADD, we have a tendency sometimes to buy the toys. But for me, the Amazon Lightbox has been great. It's getting a little dirty, but you don't really see them too much in the pictures, the dirt. It's nice and big, too. It's like, but this wide and this high, so it pretty well holds, or even higher, holds everything that I like to sell. Yeah. And so for my camera, I use the Pro mode just so I can adjust the light levels a little bit. And then what I do is when I have it automatically, my phone automatically backs up to Google Photos. And then I download them onto my computer into a drive. And that's where you see where I'm adding the photos is from there. So I'm sure there's different ways of doing it, but that's the way I picked. So I'm going to sell this just for something a little different. This is called a Maxilla breakaway system. I'm not quite sure what it's for, but it had my favorite things, which is new package and worth enough at the time. I thought it was worth it, so we'll see. Hopefully, I'm still right on that. Let's try with stirring that. Great price. So I'm going to go slightly lower. Chin guard. Oh, that's what it is. So what I'm actually going to do is I think there's this more similar one here. Yeah, this is it. So I'm going to steal this one. Borrow. Yeah, that's it. We're just going to ask a little less. To be a jerk, crash the market. Like I said, I find with this listing tool, it's definitely a lot faster for uploading photos, which is kind of nice. So I just can find the photos. There we go. I was about to freak out. New. That's it. So I already did one thing I was complaining about yesterday, which is they changed the listing tool so that your custom field here no longer shows up in the default, which is very annoying because I know I'm going to forget that. And this is how I keep track of where everything is. So I've clear bins, and each bin has a letter, and the letter is which shelf it's on. And the number is, the first number is which level this is shelf. So this is on the 4th level, or the bottom one. And 1 means it's the first box on the left. So what this allows me to do is when I sell, I see the same custom label SKUs, and I can very quickly just go through and find everything, which is really nice. Or at least I think it's nice. Okay. Now we're going to do some of those schwooks I was talking about. I can't pronounce it. You'll see in a second anyways. 2 little birds. This is the sort of thing, you can kind of tell that they're higher quality figures, even for toys. Or they're not really toys. I think people use them for display. You just get a feel for them. You just have to be careful because often they'll have a lot of damage, and I really don't pick them up if they have more than a little damage. Some of the stuff you're going to see me list actually is a little worse for the wear, mostly because I was probably picking them up when I shouldn't, or there's part of a big group. The brand is Amazon. Yes, it is. It said Amazon box. It's not a for Amazon. It said it was by Amazon. I'm using the Amazon Lightbox too. It's not perfect, but definitely nice to start on. Oh yeah, I like it for a couple reasons. One, it's bright. Number 2, it's the one I have is collapsible. Not that I ever collapse it, but it also provides a spot where I'm not tempted to really put a lot of stuff in the Lightbox, and so it keeps that area, ready to go, so to speak. So I never have to worry about, cleaning up the Lightbox area because I tend to be messy. Yeah. I think Amazon Basics. Yeah, that might be it. I bought it like 3 years ago. Forgot that is like magic. I'm in the dark ages of uploading one pic at a time. Yeah, like I said, with my camera, I use the camera to take the pictures. Then with Google Photos, I click on that because sometimes it's a little slow, but eventually it updates automatically to the cloud. And then I just go onto my photos on my computer, download them onto my computer, and do it from there. I'm sure there's a better way. It just works for me. It's very quick. I have a zip file if I have to ever go back, which is pretty rare. Wait, so you're saying you don't keep the information of over 6,000 listings in your head like I do? No. I can't even remember what day it is. And I get very frustrated very quickly. Yes, so I try to avoid that. Hey, Chop Chop. Hey, Tommy. Amazon Lightbox has 3-sided lighting on the one I have. The 4th is dark. I have one in the dumpster if you want it. So, this one here is just lighting on the... on the top of the side. I don't know. I find my pictures are great, so I don't worry about it. I could bring even the front down, and there's a little hole where you can put your camera through if you really wanted to, but I don't bother with that. Especially when you can change the light exposure with your camera, that gets rid of a lot of flaws. Yeah, so I'm listing these birdies. So let's just see if I can steal one of my own drafts. Speed things up. Yeah. This is a case where I hate to admit it, but Tommy is right that for this sort of thing, since I have a ton of this style, I really should be using templates. And the reason for that is to avoid making mistakes down here. They're just, what do you call it, eagles? Yeah. Now, for a lot of specifics, I say don't bother. But in this case, what I think they use the item specifics for is that when you're searching and you have, it uses those to fill in these checkboxes along the side. So if you didn't fill yours in and someone decides to filter by that, it might filter out your stuff. That's what I think is happening anyways. I've never actually tested it. Eagles. There's the word I can't pronounce. Already put the pictures in? Yeah. Look at those pretty pictures. See, there's nothing wrong with those pictures. Look at those beautiful guys. Good enough. I'm sure they're a lot cheaper. You can find a lot cheaper than the $300 I paid, though. But I do use it, so let's fix this. Analyst. So for stuff like this, for me selling, is I'll hold on to them until I think I have enough to make it worth my time. $14.99 generally is the lowest I really want to go when it comes to listing stuff. So I found another bird today. So I made a lot too. Get a manual photography app to control the ISO shutter and such being no need for a Lightbox anymore. Yep, you can do that too. I don't like saying I do this because I've always been doing it, but in this case, I also like having this, like right next to me is Lightbox, and I like having the area is defined by the Lightbox for me. I know sometimes people will just, have a table and they'll take their photos against the table. If I have a table like that, I'm going to pile it with crap like I've done over here. I avoid as much as I can areas where I can just pile stuff because I will pile. Oh, yeah. Thank you for coming in. I'm back to using Sony point and shoot. I only get great pics outside. Doing pics is my greatest stressor and time suck. Oh, really? So yeah, I don't know what to say. I say work on that because for me, photos is actually one of the fastest things, and things actually I don't mind doing. Right. We're gonna do another lot. There's gonna be a lot of this crap today. The same company, a lot of pigs. And really, you know, if you're not doing a listing show, this is by far the best way, I think, to list is to, I know this is obvious, but when you list the same sort of item, it just goes so much faster. Little piggies. Takes 8. Can we just get rid of that? There. Character. There. Hopefully it'll let me do that, because that'd be a lot faster. And I'm asking 29. It's a little difficult coming up with the price for this stuff, because when it comes to this brand, certain ones are no longer being produced, and they'll have a higher value, or people are trying to finish the collection, they'll have higher value. And for a lot of stuff, I do try to find the rare ones, but for this case, I'm just asking a little higher end. And if it goes, I'll be happy, because I don't feel like trying to figure out which is the rare ones, to be honest. And if they are rare, they're not like super valuable. Yep. Hey, you said hello before. Farm animals, keywords. Yes, chop. That's a good point. Don't rip the bags. There were no ripped bags today, unfortunately. Didn't find a ton. Oh, I did found these kind of weird things. Then Shay is our resident toy expert. So I found this. I found 4 of these from the set. And these are the Transformers you talked about. These are Beast Wars. This is Silver Bolt. I think he goes for like for $60 or $70. So I actually took a chance, because I couldn't ID him at the store without ripping the bag. But I kind of felt that these had value. And they were asking quite a bit. They were $5 each. So I bought 4 different ones. And it paid off. And of course at home, Google Lens. So good. Okay, but that's not being listed today. Next, we're doing chickens. And I got a nice little lot. Whoop, and whoop. We should get edited here. Pig's feet figures. That's not very good. Let's fix that before I forget it. Farm. Okay. And we're going to do the other one. Little chickens. The other nice thing about having all the pictures here is I know how many things I have listed, prepped, ready to go, which I like. Nice to have a few more. So let's go chickens, chicks, rooster, no, roosters, and there's how many? A little cheat sheet. There's 11. I wonder why it's thinking about this. I notice that happens sometimes. And I'm asking the moon. I don't know why. $50. And I forgot my farm animals again. That's okay. We'll fix that. Well, I'm thinking of it. I learn slow. Farm animals. There you go. Next, we do cows. Ooh. Exciting. So one thing, one bad habit I have is I often will pick up, the little camcorders. Oh, I've lost it. Gone. I lose them? Oh no, here it is. It's so small. These kind of things. I think this one's worth about 100. And I'm forever not looking close enough, and it's missing cord pieces. So like this one here has the cord, but then it's missing this part here, which I don't think is a big deal, but I just repeat that same mistake over and over and over again. I have yet to learn. One question I have is for the people who sell camcorders, do you bother shipping the bag? I always just toss out the bags unless it's a brand name bag. Because the weight is such a big deal that I don't want to pay that extra cost. Do you fill out all the item specifics or only the bare minimum? Will eBay block Pete's from seeing the item listed? I put in as few specifics as I can possibly get away with. I think people mostly use the search bar to search for stuff and not the little check boxes. And I haven't noticed a difference in my sales turnover rate. So it can't hurt unless you put in things like not applicable or NA, because if you do that, I think it actually will, you can accidentally remove your stuff from search. The only ones that do that are the required ones. Beast Wars. Yeah, Beast Wars. Yeah, like I said, I got 4. So that one that pays for 70 is more going to double my money on the whole lot. So that's good. The other ones aren't worth quite as much, but I used to take a break from YouTube and use a phone with an app. Save a ton of time. Unless the point and shoot has manual. Yeah. Oh, hey. Hey, Side Street Market. So she was doing her live show as well today. So if you're into live shows, check out her channel. If you want, I'll probably have to put it in later. Or someone else wants, they can put in a link to her channel. I'm not sure if you're a mod or not. Okay, what am I doing? So we're doing these cows. And I just put in the Holsteins. I find cows get marked up pretty easily because of all the horns and ears. Ears are definitely where these sorts of things get marked up a lot. The most popular one for the barnyard animals, I find, are horses, actually. Let's get rid of these. Bring in the cows. The other way you can tell, another way of telling when you're looking for these sort of things, another way to quickly do it is look at the feet. Their feet will often be colored in or marked and decorated, where a lot of the cheaper ones won't be. But it's like anything, you get a feel for it after a while. There's another brand called Papo, which isn't quite as good. And I'm not sure if I'd recommend picking those up. Cows, calves, and Holstein. Theme animation. Where did that come from? And for whatever reason, I'm asking less. And these things do sell. They sell fairly well. I shipped some cows, I think, earlier in the week. And the nice thing is you will find these on occasion. Sometimes if thrift stores are funny in their pricing. But into the bin. That's 40. So let's change it up. Let's do something else. I also do quite a few electronics. A lot of them I can't really test. I can just power them on. But anyways, I picked this one up. So I think it's for learning guitar. Often you'll see the little tuners on the baggie wall. I never found that those were worth anything, but this looks something completely different. I personally like electronics. I think they sell well. They can have an amazing amount of value, enough to be surprising. The only issue is a lot of times they aren't working. If it isn't a word the person searches for, no need to add the item specifics. Yep, that's true too. Yeah. Yeah, sorry I couldn't watch. So yeah, smartphones are just so powerful. I resisted them as well. No need to take a break from YouTube. YouTube runs in the background on my phone as I take pics and list. Yep, for me too. Like that's why I do the show, because I appreciate everyone else who does these sort of shows, these live shows. It helps me get work done. Like Paul's show really helps. Jackass Retro, I watch his show if I'm around. Even if you're not interacting, it feels like you're working with someone else. Pay for premium, you can run in background. Yes. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, quite a few people watch on television. I'm always surprised. I don't even have my we haven't had a television set up for a long time. We just watch things on our laptops. Not sure which. Okay, I can leave that to you guys. Yeah, thank you, Chop Chop. Oh, it's my show now, not Shay's. Sorry, I meant Shay's ex show until the cruel Paul kicked her off. You know, one little liability lawsuit, and boom, it's done. Okay. So I showed writing the list, so let's actually list it. Line 6. When I find out if I screwed up, like, this is why I never do bids. That's terrifying. And I think this is actually worth less than I thought. But that's good enough. We're going to go, since I have this cable here and everything, I have this stuff here. Let's go for $29.99. Hopefully a quick flip. I also had one of those cases the other day where someone wants to return saying something's open. It's like, I put that in the title, I put that in the first picture, I put that in the description. It's like, you didn't read any of it, did you? I know buyers don't read, but I thought 3 places there's a chance. See, that's me actually just showing that the power's on. It's not going to be my first picture though. No one wants to see my knee. So we're going to move it over one. And we're going to rotate it. You can see all the junk on my ground. For me, good enough is my motto in life. We're going to assume all this is right because I have no idea what any of that is. batteries. Get rid of that comment. On the weekend, I also did a major cleanup down here, which is so nice. It makes such a big mental difference having a clean work area. Hopefully it'll last more than a few days. So it's 30. At the end of the show, I just add up stuff. I used to do it halfway, but I don't think anyone really cares. Whoop. Okay, where was I? I'm currently at the gym. Appreciate the live show. Good. Thank you, Fish Fanatic. I don't think Scotty didn't have a show this weekend, right? Like, I didn't see a rerun of it. I'm not surprised considering it's a long weekend. I watch YouTube on my garage TV when photographing or shipping. Yeah, I have two monitors, always one with YouTube. If I can find a live show, it's awesome. If not, I'll find something else. But I really like the live shows. Yep, Shay's still around. I found my phone hates shooting on a white background. I often set the white balance ISO and shutter manually, but I still get color cast and gray in some shots. Photoshop helps, but adds time. I don't know whatever happened to it, but eBay said they were doing a feature for that to automatically make the backgrounds white. I don't know if they ever implemented it, but I just never used it. I don't have workers' comp. It's dangerous. Keep her on. Exactly. Yep. One fall out of the chair and get the boot. But you must admit it was a pretty good one there. Kills the time with these gym machines. Yeah, the only time I ever did any exercise is when we had a competition work for the amount of calories you burned according to the machines. And I am driven by competition. I rode that bike so much. And I think I went through the whole Star Wars cartoon show, which is like umpteen seasons just on that damn bike. Oh, good. Excellent. Just got in the shower. Yeah, good. Excellent. Whatever you need to do. Well, working in the mines here. Phones have come a long way. I have a white vinyl shade from Walmart, double-sided taped to a big table for pics. It's big enough for anything. It just wipes off. ProCam 8 for phone set and forget. Yeah, like that definitely works for a lot of people as well. For me, like I said, there's a double reason I have this. For one, it makes a separation of space for that work, which I need that. I used to do the white background at first on a table, but I have not regretted buying this, even though it costs a lot of money. Yep, find what works for you for sure. Okay, so next. Okay, we're going to do this. So for board games, I've become a lot fussier on what I'm willing to sell. And in this case, the Rat Race would have been good, but there was an issue, and I can't remember what the issue was. So I decided to, instead of keeping that board game around, it was worth just selling the parts. So I'm going to sell the parts for the Rat Race game. It's also a lot easier just to ship this than it is to ship the entire board game. And often, believe it or not, you get more money for the parts. Now, I'm not saying that's the case here, but we'll find out. Rat Race board game. I'm going to say vintage, because there is a new one, which actually is a good one to pick up. Doesn't really matter which one I pick. This is the one actually I have. Actually, I am going to use that one. It's going to send me to Canada. No. Where is this? This is also part of the cleanup I did on the weekend, was finally dealing with some of these board games that have been staring at me for a very long time. Okay. Vintage. Rat race. Okay. Parts 4. I don't think there was a parts option, right? Used parts. Parts for game. Parts are all in used condition with marks from use and 10. I used to worry about this description stuff so much. I'm like, whatever. Okay, I'm not sure we're going to ask. I asked $19.99 and be happy with that. Quick to list, quick to ship. Doesn't take up a lot of room. Not a ton of money, but can't all be big stuff. Yep, show that one. Pulls it fast and rolls up window covering. Yeah, like especially if you don't have a lot of room. Yeah, part of game. So, I have sold the parts. I've taken a game apart that was just missing 1 or 2 parts, taken all the parts out of it, and sold all the parts for a lot more than the game was worth by itself. So there's definitely a demand for parts, especially the more rare games. Often, some games are often missing parts, so you'll see that as well. And parting out, I'm sure you know, but parting out a lot of stuff, like especially blenders and stuff like that, can be really worth it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the only problem is the message asking if the pics are real, or stock photos, or to send real pics. Yeah, I think you're talking about the eBay white background thing. I 100% agree with that because they do look fake, which is why I don't bother with any of that. And honestly, I don't care. I just wanted, like, it's good enough. Like, I try to always take 12 pics if I can. I always try to be honest in all my descriptions. And I always describe things as worse than they are. And I think that saves a lot of problems. So when people use the words excellent, perfect, that gets them in trouble too. You think I know that because I'm an ex-programmer and I completely have pulled all that information out of my brain, just like in Harry Potter, and threw it away. Hey, Courtney. How's it going? Thank you for coming in. I've been trying to get to your show, but I never, timing is funny. My Goodwill tends to have open games and missing items, so I may look to test a few older ones. Thanks. Yeah, so I really, especially in Canada, shipping's so expensive for large items. And when I try to take account of when I'm doing my returns, I call it ROT because it's funny. It's like return on time. And the issue with board games is you can spend a lot of time trying to figure out what they're supposed to be in the game because often they don't have a content list. If they're all there, and the condition and taking the photos, it takes a long time. So for me, I really prefer the board games that sell for at least 40 plus American, if not much higher than that. There are some exceptions. Some games are they don't have a lot of parts, but I also think it's a good idea. Like for me, I'm talking about me, not everyone agrees with this, is by getting my average selling price up, I find that I helps me look for things that sell at a higher selling price. so it improves my sourcing because I'm kind of getting rid of the lower end stuff, which is easy but not necessarily worth the time. I don't know. I don't know if I explained that well. And that's my personal opinion. Oh, hey, yeah. I saw your show last night. I had it on in the background. That was fun. I like that voting thing. That was good. I have not gonna lie for a while been listening stuff that I'm doing videos on. Yeah. Like I used to watch. I know we've talked a few times recently. I one of the first shows I used to watch was yours for a lot of things because I always like the diverse. I'm not a one type of item seller, and because of that, I really like the diverse items that you tend to have on your shows or your Bolo Buddies show, and some really good stuff too. So always learning. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this guy. So this is Thomas the Train. Tell from face. Now, some of the more valuable Thomas the Trains are actually the ones that are motorized, and you can kind of tell from the thing here. So it moves. Usually they work, not always, and there's some more rare ones. So this guy here is worth selling on his own, hopefully. This is and the other nice thing about this stuff is their names. I'm not going to try and show on the camera. Their names are generally on the bottom, which speeds things up. So let's get this guy going. Trackmaster. The Trackmaster is the name for the motorized one. Pull through results. Don't have the cabooses. So what I'm gonna do is what I like is using extensions on my browser. So, just like you can right click, you can search. I have one so I can just search Terapeak automatically. It's quite handy when it works. Wow, there's really none. Okay. Starting this one. Anyways, it just speeds up my work, I find. It's also really good if you're checking auction lots. Yeah, so people are asking a lot, they're just not getting it. So I'm gonna ask $34.99. And I would have picked this guy up for like a couple bucks at most. So we're at the end of the show. So I'm just going to quickly do this one. And then I'll do, oops, that's not for this. Quickly do the tally for the show. This one does have batteries. I never ship with batteries. The only thing to be watchful for, sometimes you'll have corrosion in the battery compartment. Sometimes they clean up well, sometimes they don't. But not nearly as bad as Walkmans and stuff like that. Where are you? Here you are. The nice thing about this stuff too is you often will see this on the baggie wall. Sometimes for too high a price, sometimes not. All right, and list. So I'm gonna do quick slow math. Also, the clientele is different on higher ASP items, 100%. Yeah. I don't have nearly as many problems. Buyers, yes. I hate to say it, but that's my experience as well. I think my only negative is from a cheap calculator. And it's like, I won't complain about it. Okay, so just doing math. Can't talk and do math at the same time. The only negative thing, like I'm selling more and more things now. Of course, you know, when you sell more things, you have more problems, more returns and stuff like that. So now what used to be, I think I screwed this up already. What used to be a rare event is now becoming a much more common event. What I'm doing is just calculating everything. See if I made my goal. I did not make my goal. So 415. Do the banner. 415. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 items. Usually I find during the show I do about 10 to 15 items. So. Appreciate that. Yeah, I sell everything. Yeah, to me, just to keep interested, I have to sell everything. So I'm always trying to add new categories if I can, but I do fall into ruts because it's easy, you know. But I think, especially with us, you know, I have ADHD, and a lot of us do. One of the most important things to keep us interested is novelty, and I'm always terrified of waking up one morning and being bored. So by always changing it up, I think that helps too. Except for clothing, screw clothing. Mm-hmm. Yep. 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 $200, $400. Yep. They tend to be much better. Anyways, thank you everyone for coming in. I do this show Monday and Tuesday, 5:30 to 6:30. And that's when the only time I do my listings is that. And I try to show everything. And if you have any questions or comments, I really enjoy them. Anyways, thanks a lot, everyone. Have a good one.